I'm gonna get rid of the big elephant in the room if there's anyone who remembers what that elephant is. I made a video on MiniLad a year ago, which I deleted about a day or two after I posted it. I announced why I did it on my community post, and I still stand by that reasoning for it. I didn't want to cause the victims of this situation any more strife than what they already had to face. You know, being in the situation I'm going to talk about. But MiniLad has continued and still continues to make a complete ass of himself. And now it's getting into the area where there needs to be as many cautionary measures as there can be to make sure he stays in this little echo chamber of remaining followers or leaves the internet for good. And I know what you may be saying. Who's MiniLad? Didn't he fall off plus didn't ask plus L plus ratio? And to that I say, shut up. Speak normally to me. But yeah, he did. This video isn't meant to rehash old drama, it's more about the newest thing that he did. But since the majority of you guys may not even remember what happened, I'm going to give a quick recap so we understand the weight of the situation and that there is no room for misunderstanding and or defending of his actions. I'm going to fill you up on who he is as a creator and everything that transpired throughout 2020 to the present. Alright? Good. Craig Thompson, better known as MiniLad, is most known for being part of the Vanoss crew, where he and other creators that were friends with Vanoss played games like Gmod and GTA 5. They thrived off of their chemistry together, creating many funny moments that were able to grow every channel that was a part of it as a whole.
He liked to have sex with small children.
Whoa! Hold it there, silly. We're not even close to that part yet. That brings us to his first controversy. Over time, Mini separated from the group to make his own content. That would be fine and all if he didn't start bad-mouthing them on his streams.
I need to make sure I get these tight corners. I'm about to lap someone.
I'm a huge fan of your work. Keep it up. The only thing I want to ask is how come you don't play with Vanoss Gaming?
Wow. Because I don't play Gmod anymore. That's all he does. Question done.
Yeah, they're still playing Gmod? Damn. For all this time, they're still playing Gmod? I mean, they kicked me out of all their chats, so I have no idea what the hell they're doing, so. They're still, damn!
There's a very obvious hint of bitterness in his voice when he talks about his crew. I don't care to speculate what happened between them, but you can see that he's obviously annoyed about something. He even goes to the length to lie about being kicked out of the crew's group chats.
Just to clear up some shit, I wasn't kicked.
Which is just weird. He obviously didn't misspeak. He just straight up lies. Then he says he left on his own accord. That's two different stories. Then he says that they only play Fortnite and Gmod, and then he says out of the blue that the crew talk shit about other creators.
All they did was play Fortnite and Gmod and then talk shit about other YouTubers, so I said fuck that.
And that's why he left. Okay, third time's the charm, I guess. One of the crew members, Terrorizer, got justifiably upset at MiniLad and talked about it during a stream of his own when he was asked why they don't play with him.
Why not invite Mini? I'll tell you why. He doesn't play with us. He left. And then he decided on stream to badmouth myself and my friends. Well, mainly just my friends. And I didn't appreciate that.
What happens next may shock you. Mini lies again. In a later video, Mini tells his viewers that he was working things out with the crew and Terrorizer, which then got utterly shut down by Terrorizer, who says that it wasn't true.
So yeah, I don't particularly want to work with the guy. I know he made a video saying we're patching things up, which is not true. I feel like he says things in order to kind of get flack off of his back.
And that was the start of a terrible, terrible downfall and a great showing of the deceit Mini is willing to do to save face. Now that we're on the same page about who Mini is here, it's time to talk about the big thing that killed his career. He's a pedo. Like with a capital P and like 3 threes replacing the letter E. Maybe even a bigger size to add emphasis. He was outed by 2 fans that were groomed and manipulated by him when they were below the age of 18 on Twitter, where they showed screenshots of Mini speaking sexually to them, asking for and receiving pictures from them. Just a note, I'm going to put a bunch of pictures of the DMs that were shown in the Twitter posts by the girls. You can pause and read them if you want since I'm going to paraphrase mostly, but just know I'm not faking evidence. The women in question showed receipts of him knowing their age and that the messages weren't fabricated, like this picture of him in bed that can't be reverse image searched. Trust me, I tried. Along with Craig himself confirming that the accusations were true. Some of this shit is just foul. Like, there's no coming back from this. There are multiple times where down bad is an understatement. Like talking about his peen like it's a person, humble bragging to minors about the size of it, and just talking really weird to them. Like calling them bae and asking to cucumber for them. Shit, this video is gonna get demonetized. But it gets even worse than that. But how could it be worse than that? Well, he fucking uses his mental health to manipulate the girls. This screenshot shows him telling one of the girls he was talking to tell the other girl he was talking to who called him out about his S attempt. A completely scummy move. I think anybody can see that. He also lies. Multiple times. Here's one example where he does. A screenshot where he says to one girl that the other girl who called him out lied and said that she was 18. And another screenshot where he says he knew she was 17. Huh. Weird. And I also want to preface this just to make sure that everybody is aware and can't make any excuses. He lived in California at the time, LA, and the age of consent in LA is 18. So take with that what you will. But back to the mental health manipulation. Here are pics of him panicking about being questioned if he knew he was talking to an underage girl, where he asks for forgiveness, then says he had pills out on the table. Then says a bunch of other stuff about being S-dull and stupid. Got the second part right. Oh, and here's a screenshot of him casually dropping the N-word. I just find this strangely comedic. He took a month off of YouTube after confirming the allegations, going to Northern Ireland to be with his family, and closing his subreddit so the drama gets drowned out by new posts and recent videos. Since people will realize that the majority don't care and brands are still working with them. Huh. What a dick. He returned with a Minecraft video, where in the first couple of minutes, he said that the reason he was gone was because of a mental health journey. I don't think I need to tell you why that's bullshit, but that's not all, because he kept on posting videos before dropping an apology video where he debunked non-existent allegations of him physically doing anything to the women and not apologizing at all. In fact, he talks about the girls who called him out for a total of 7 seconds and does not address anything of note. I give it a solid 2 out of 100 on the apology scale since he didn't start with a sigh. He then made another apology video after 4 months of posting content as if nothing happened, where he states that he fought his PR team to come out and talk about this, and mainly talks about his S attempt, which I will always sympathize with. But those experiences have nothing to do with the situation at all. You being S-dull does not make you a pedo. I mean, I think that's just common knowledge. He summed up what he did to flirting, and even though he said himself that he's putting all his cards down on the table,
But if this is my way of putting all my cards on the table and telling you guys what happened,
apparently he only meant that for the S attempt part, and not for the actual situation. Cause he left out the context in the screenshots that he showed. Like him actually talking about his peen, and not just the girl talking about it, and him asking the other girl if he can cucumber for her. Weird. He addressed it for a little bit, but kept it vague so he can keep whatever fan base he has left around. He then took a break. Then jumped to his second channel after almost 6 months to post some off-brand Mr. Beast content for a bit, realized it wasn't working out, and then finally quit. He just hopped back onto his main channel and did business as usual. But I think he's really gone off the deep end. Why I left Twitter, and you should too. I think we all understand that Twitter is a bad place, but maybe you don't want your fans to go on Twitter so they don't see you admitting to what you did. Oh wait, they can't, since you blacked out your account and deleted years worth of tweets. Weird. Thank goodness I have internet archives to see what you did. What goes on the internet stays on the internet. It's a gift and a curse. Definitely if you're trying to run away from your past. Which brings us to the near present, where MiniLad posted a video called "Why Losing Everything Was the Best Thing to Happen to Me." What? It was originally called "Why Being Cancelled Was the Best Thing to Ever Happen to Me," but I guess that wasn't dramatic enough for him. Also, can we not call what happened to him being cancelled? Dude literally committed a crime and got called out for it. This isn't drama or tea. This is people's lives being negatively affected by someone who still has a platform to continue doing such acts, and show no remorse for it. The video within itself isn't that bad. He just talks about all of the happenings throughout his time away. It was basically a therapeutic thing where he just talked about what he had been doing behind the scenes and stuff like that. I don't really have an opinion on it. I would probably be more open to learn a few things from it if it weren't made by a child groomer, but I have a couple of points timestamped that I want to hit and talk about a little bit.
Because whenever you get cancelled, a lot of people just keep on keeping on, right? I didn't do that as such.
That's exactly what you did, Minnie. How are you gonna lie about that when people can literally just look at your video history and see that you were... Wait. They're not there. Even the apologies. He deleted everything within that time period? What the fuck? Well, I guess he did actually just freeze. If we didn't have internet archives. Yeah, just one look at the Wayback Machine shows that in the place of that time period, he deleted 21 videos spanning over 4 months of him posting during the controversy. So much for not keeping on.
I was told, I listened to the people around me, they're just like, just take a month off and just get back to recording and everything will go away in due time. Just keep uploading. And I remember telling him, like, I don't like this idea, but I'm going to do it because I am panicked and I am small and I panicked. I really did.
I'm sure he did panic. I think anyone would after being outed as a pedo, bro. So what happens? But that's besides the point. He says that he listened to other people around him who told him to keep posting. That confuses me since he seemed very much with the idea when he posted those messages on Discord, saying that the people won't care and the allegations would be drowned out. After he says this, he says that he cried after posting every video. But he said this in private, expecting nobody except him and whoever he was messaging to see it. It's like a whole different person that he's painting here.
It's not their fault because a lot of people have got through their cancellations by just going through it.
This annoys me. Because still here, he acts as if what he did was on the same level as someone being canceled for saying offensive jokes years ago. What he did was stuff that could affect those girls for the rest of their lives. It could affect their trust in people and completely stunt them mentally in an important time where their brains are still developing. This isn't some drama about having a bad take on Twitter. That's the type of shit people work through. But you committed a crime onto minors. That's a completely different thing.
People get to see what you're doing all day, every day. How do you have time to fucking breathe? That's the reason why I stopped streaming.
Dude, let's not kid ourselves here. You didn't stop streaming because you didn't have time to breathe. You stopped streaming because you got banned from Twitch, and I'm sure you were being swamped with trolls and people hating on you in your YouTube streams.
Who was I? I need to rediscover who that guy was, because Craig Thompson died years ago.
This may be a nitpick, but I hate that shit so much. You are Craig. You have been Craig your entire life, even throughout all of the terrible shit you have done. You haven't died, metaphorically or literally. You were you. You are you. It's just a stupid cop-out that a lot of people do in their apologies. To own up to your mistakes, you have to acknowledge that it was you who made them and not pretend like it was another person. Oh, Minilad texted those girls. I'm Craig. No, Minilad is a screen name. You weren't on screen when you texted those girls. You were Craig. And you were throughout the Terrorizer shit and everything that accumulated throughout this entire shit show. There's no excuse for what you did. Separating Minilad from Craig Thompson, being vague, and leaving out context isn't taking accountability. It's separating yourself from your mistakes. And that's cowardly. Definitely with you deleting your apology videos. Even if they were shit, at least there was some bit of acknowledgement of your wrongdoings.
I am still demonetized.
And with that point, that transitions me into what I'm going to talk about now. Minilad created a new channel called Good News Everyone.
Good news, everyone!
Which gained 2,000 subs within 8 days of the first post, the time that I'm recording this voiceover. What Craig said before in that clip matters because he may be demonetized on both of his channels, but he's not on this one. After he hits the mark that you have to become a partner with YouTube, he can start making money again, and with this new channel, he can attract a new audience that doesn't know what he did. The Minilad name isn't linked with this. If you go into his channel tab, it's not there, and vice versa with the MiniLad channel. I don't see any other reason to do this. In the canceled video, he said that he was going to post whatever he likes since he had no financial incentives, and he just wants to do things that makes him happy. So why is he making a new channel, instead of just making these videos a part of his uploading schedule on the MiniLad channel? I'm going off of what he said himself. There's no logical reason for why he would do this if he just wants to post what makes him happy and he doesn't care about the money. None. I looked at the comments of the video before he made the channel when he posted what he posts on that channel on the MiniLad channel. Jesus Christ, did I have a brain hemorrhage writing this script? What the fuck? What I'm trying to say is that people liked the format. The people that stuck with this channel actually liked the format. So why not just incorporate it with the main channel? Who knows? I think it's just dangerous. Not because I think he's gonna do what he did again, but because it can show other people that those actions can go unpunished. That they could still have a platform after doing something so shitty. I don't want this to set a precedent. Mini could have changed his whole mindset and grown as a person, but I couldn't give less of a shit about that. People deserve a second chance, but there are limits and lines that shouldn't be crossed, and Craig leaped past them with no remorse. He deceived his fans and misused his platform for his own selfish desires, then tried to run away from it. He acted classlessly and expected to get off scot-free, and when that didn't happen, he jumped ship to another channel, and when that didn't work, he came back. And he is slowly trying to rewrite what he did in the past, while hollowly taking accountability for an action that potential subscribers now can't even see unless they look into it. This just doesn't feel right. And I don't think that he deserves a platform, because when that boundary gets crossed, there's gotta be a point where you put your foot down and say you lost that privilege. Definitely since others got terminated for much less. But that's it for me. Sorry about the 2 more serious videos in a row. I have another video in the works right now that'll hopefully come out within the next 2 weeks. If not, then it's not going to be posted at all because I'm going to college and I'm not going to have any of my equipment anymore. So it's a race against the clock, really. But if you liked the video, give it a like and comment down below. What do you think about this situation? Do you think Mini deserves another chance even after all of the shit he's done? We can discuss it. Also, subscribe, follow my socials. It's free with no fees and it helps out the channel very much. With all of the plugs out of the way, this is a disappointed man. Name, signing out.